channel is live. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Adventure on so many levels. We're going to play some Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah!
Yay!
I am Christiana Ellis, and I am the Dungeon Master. Our players tonight, Jason Banks as Radius,
Oh boy. Let's walk the tightrope, shall we?
Nobilis as Spine,
It's a public service, really.
Dove Archambault as Kneecap,
I don't like this place.
Paul Weimer as Tarsus,
The last time I crossed this bridge, the demigod of piercers tried to kill me.
and Lee Burdett as Malleus.
What could possibly go wrong?
So, when last we left our heroes, the skeleton crew, you had made it to the spire, the impossibly tall column of stone that forms the center of the Outlands and reaches up to where Sigil hovers around the very peak. But deep within its depths, you passed through a city of Rilmani, these living metal magical creatures, and were initially denied entry until a Kupramak Rilmani by the name of Acetylus agreed to be your guide. And they offered this service because they had been given a list of all of your names and identities, and it included Rome, the Modron you were looking for. And I'll go ahead and say now that it's been revealed, none of you really pressed too hard on why they had a list. They were looking for all of you. But in any case, you decided to accept the offer because it got you into the spire where you needed to go. You found a trail for Rome. It was leading you inside, and following that trail, you had a couple of little mini adventures, one of which was crossing the Whisker, which is a frighteningly narrow, spindly bridge across a pitch black void where you can't see all the way across because it's so dark. Even if you had dark vision, you still can't see all the way across. There's a sound dampening, so once someone is far enough away that you can't see them, you also can't hear them even if you shout. And it's this tiny, tiny spindly bridge which has for all you know, infinite void below and above, and it was a scary bridge to cross. And you made it across just fine, with the caveat that the demigod of piercers now has it in for Tarsus. But through that and other misadventures, you eventually made your way up to where you rescued Rome the Modron from the very Dark Weaver that you evicted from a house in Sigil earlier in the campaign.
And it went down pretty quickly.
Well, yeah. I mean, you did also mostly beat it when you were level 3 or whatever. So
Yeah.
But in any case, you beat it. You rescued Rome, and Rome told you a lot of things that you had guessed. But one of the things that was a specific detail is that the Modron March is trapped because Shemeska is holding them hostage. So she certainly knew about what was going on because she was responsible for it. So she would now be your most likely lead. But as you were making your way back down through the spire and crossing the Whisker once again on your way out, Acetylus volunteered to go across the damaged bridge first. And then, indicating that it was safe, Cora followed, at which point Acetylus pushed her off the ledge into the void. And then tugged the rope that you had strung across to indicate that it is safe for the next person to go. Alas, we don't have Millie playing Cora tonight because she's just unavailable. And so anything she might have done to save herself or to alert you all to the danger, alas, goes undone because the multiverse flickers once more And now you can't quite remember. Wasn't there someone else that you sent first after Acetylus? Oh, well, you don't remember. It's time for the rest of you to go.
Yeah.
So, with all of that recapped, who's crossing the bridge next? You got the little rope tug. It should be all safe.
I mean,
Yeah.
I've got my book with my mind out. I've got a dim light, so I can cross. It's easier for me.
Okay.
And she's not magical in the sense that the anti magic will get her. So,
The rhythm might get you.
Yeah.
huh?
The rhythm's going to get you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And I remembered last time that the robot is the metal person is much lighter and floatier than they appear. So I will continue to crawl and be very careful.
Yeah, yeah. And you pass the place where there is a big hole punched in it now from when the demigod of piercers missed Tarsus previously.
Right.
But Acetylus at least seemed to be, they told you that even though it was damaged and you should probably avoid stepping too closely to the hole, it didn't otherwise seem to have ruined the bridge's integrity. Although I think just compared to the last time, it does seem like it's groaning and creaking more than it did when you crossed it the last time. But you certainly can make your way across. And I think as you finally come within, was someone saying something?
Yes, my echoes, would they be essentially weightless?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, so I would like to have my echo, manifest an echo, go into it, and then have it follow.
So I will allow this, but tell me why you would have chosen to do that.
Because if I can get an echo over there, I can do the teleportation, so I don't have to worry about falling off the bridge.
Okay, sure, but would you have chosen to do that at the same time that Radius was doing it? Like, I mean, because I'm trying to avoid some metagaming here. It makes sense to me that you would cross that way, but
But would you cross that way now?
I mean, it's like, since
I suppose it's true that, like, I can't think of necessarily any particular, like, if you just thought of it, there wouldn't necessarily be a reason to wait.
Yeah. It's like, basically ideas like, going down here is like, I wonder if I
How about this? You don't think of it until he has already gone and he would be like halfway across, and that is when you think, oh, I could do it like this.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah. And so you will have to use your whatever that feature is that lets you have it further away. Do you still have a use of that? Because it's certainly more, the distance is several hundred feet.
I'll tell one of you three that I'm going to go blind and deaf for a moment and just follow. Echo will follow Radius.
All right. So you are following with your echo sooner than you would have, but Radius is still ahead of you. I think as you are making your way, Radius, and you get to the other side, you see Acetylus waiting for you there. And maybe there's just like a flicker of a memory of like, was there supposed to be someone else with him? You're not sure. Maybe not. Maybe not. Who else would it have been? So I think as you arrive there, and you are, I would assume, preparing to tug on the rope to give the signal, I will have you make a dexterity saving throw with disadvantage.
Okay. Let's see what I get. There we go. 5.
Dear, oh dear, that's a 5.
Oh,
yeah.
boy.
So, Acetylus pushes you into the off the ledge.
Let's see.
Do you have anything that you could use as a reaction?
No,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
not as a reaction.
Okay. So, I think we will, because it's only a matter of seconds, you will find yourself suddenly falling. Would your book fall with you? I get.
No, she hovers, and as when he gets pushed and falls, you'll hear him say, "Stay there," and
Okay. Um.
because, because he can cast spells from that location.
Right. Right. Okay. So, you're gonna fall 500 feet immediately, and you're falling into
Ooh.
pitch black because that book was your source of dim light, right?
Yep.
So now you can't see at all, and you're following and you're falling. So tell me what, like, as you are plummeting through who knows how much distance
Did
in the pitch black. Um, your book is still up there, and I think you hear a settlist just going, "Well, I don't know how to push that." So, do you have something you would do at that point?
I literally man.
I'm guessing that this is beyond 60 feet from.
Yeah,
from the
you
capsule.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
you're not quite there yet. You'll
Yeah,
be
and,
coming shortly, but this
not
is
even
only a
Misty
few
Step,
seconds.
and Misty Step won't even work because it's only 30 feet, and
Hmm.
I had Dimension Door prepped.
You also have to be able to see where you're teleporting to with Misty Step.
Right.
Yep.
I had, but see, that's again the book, but I took it off because of combat. After
Oh,
I
so you
left.
had Dimension Door, but didn't.
Yep.
Okay, well,
There
unfortunately,
it goes.
that
Can you
that's one of
polymorph?
the rare spells that would have.
Would have done it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's
Did you
500-foot
polymorph
range.
yourself?
Can you polymorph
Yeah,
yourself?
you can
Absolutely.
polymorph.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ha!
Okay, it can be a place you can see, one you can visualize, or one you can describe by stating
Well,
distance
with
and direction. So,
Dimension Door, yeah, Dimension Door
Yeah.
could have worked if you
Yes.
still
Yeah, but
had
I
it
had
prepared. But
I literally took it off for actually for polymorph.
yeah, polymorph though, you absolutely can polymorph
Yeah.
yourself,
Let's see.
bearing in mind that when you are polymorphed, you have the mental statistics of what you choose.
Right. And I'm trying to think of something that is smart enough to like.
it's a very small list of beasts
Right.
that have intelligence.
Mm,
An owl.
yeah. Per the
That
spell,
is-
like you can still like recognize friend from foe,
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
have like general emotional attitude. But yeah, you
I will. Let me see. I think an owl may do it because I think they have dark vision.
I would guess they would.
They do 120 feet, so it
All
will
right.
be an owl. I will polymorph myself into an owl.
Fantastic, fantastic. I love that.
A
So
regular owl or a giant owl?
Just an owl because I can't think that much because I can't see.
all right. So, as an owl, you are able to sort of, pop out your wings and stop your fall. But you know you have plunged quite a distance already, and you can see, the side at
Right.
this point, and you could start flying back up. But what's your speed as an owl?
Yeah, it's 60 feet.
60 feet, and so you wouldn't be able to dash this turn because you used you cast the
To
spell.
stop myself.
But so that would mean that you're 440 feet down.
Ooh, wee.
So
Uh,
four rounds spent flying back up.
Yep.
Hmm.
Well,
Yeah. So I
time
think
to get my cardio in.
sure. Tell me about your spell book. Is it tangible?
Nope. It is intangible.
Okay.
It
So-
gives off dim light in 10 feet radius, and it's intangible. And once I'm within 60 feet of it, I'll be able to see through its
Okay.
eyes and cast spells from its location.
Okay. So you wouldn't.
Oh,
you,
no, wait, no, I'm sorry. You said I'm 400 and some feet above. Oh yeah, she goes inert. She falls down. 'Cause
Oh.
I'm
Okay.
outside of range.
Okay.
Ooh.
I'm afraid to let you know then that Acetylus kicks it off the ledge when that happens.
It's fine. I could make a new one. That's fine. That's built into it. I can make a new one of those. But
Yeah.
I will be
I
even if
think
I get to combat, I will be effectively useless.
yeah, we cut to this owl flying upwards, and then the spell book is going. Is like, Radius, help me! As it plunges past you into God knows where. Okay, so I think I will give you 2 rounds of flying back up before Kneecap's echo is going to arrive at that end.
Now, does Radius actually see the book fall?
Yeah, I mean, I think you'd see it coming. You going to try to catch it?
No, he's going after it.
Okay. So I
Oh,
think
boy.
that, well, so I think that let's see, as an owl, a regular owl,
Yep.
well, I guess here's the thing. Once it falls and is now close enough to you, I guess it would not be inert anymore. Right?
Oh, no, because I can only manifest mind once a day.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
So unfortunately, yeah. So
And it has no duration, so as long as I keep it up, it's
right.
up.
But so I guess as an owl though, I think it would be a check to see if you can catch a falling spell book.
Right. Or even fly with it.
What's the airspeed velocity of a laden
I-
owl?
I think if you catch it, flying with it up is going to be at half speed.
Okay.
But it might still be worth it to still have your
Now I
spell
will
book.
tell you all this. You may say goodbye to Radius because he has an affection for his spellbook.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so how about
Boy.
this? That was. Oh, I was going to say. I was going to say strength, but
Strength?
well, just because it's my thinking. The primary concern I'm thinking here is not intercepting it, but having it not just whump you back into falling.
You guys definitely might say goodbye to Radius at this
Yeah.
point.
So
'Cause it-
I think that it is kind of a funny image. The idea that falling, you manage to say, "Oh yes, polymorph," and you turn yourself into an owl, and then Acetylus kicks the book off, and you're flying up, and then we see the book coming, and it just poof, and we just watch you tumble into the darkness. Now, I'm not trying to force this to be a character death, but
No.
yeah, but if that, so I think though that you rolled an 11 dexterity.
Yeah.
I was
So
gonna
if you
say
wanna try
strength, but
I'll try strength.
um,
It's terrible, but
yeah.
I'll try it.
yeah, roll a strength. We'll say that 11 was enough to like Oh my god. Okay, so it was an opportunity for a new roll, so they did roll strength and got. What did you get, Chase?
A 4, so it was a 0.
So yes, rolled a 4, -4, 0. Yeah, I think unfortunately, what I'll say is the choice here is either you fall with it another 500 feet, or you let it go.
Let me look and see 1 second how, because you can redo, you can get back your book, but I can't. I think I have to do something.
Yeah, I think there's a ritual of some kind.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it takes an hour.
Okay. Well, so I guess this is a decision that Owl Radius would need to be making in a split second.
Right. So he's gonna fall another 500 feet if it hits him. Yeah.
Okay. So I think then I'll say that you would have made it 120 feet up by the time that it hits, but so now you would be 880 feet down below the bridge. And then I'll give you another opportunity at that point to. Um, I think I'll say that you are falling with it, so you can grab it now, but flying with it will be half speed.
Okay. Not to try to murder myself, but do I need a concentration check on polymorph?
I wasn't thinking you were going to take any damage from
Okay.
that.
Okay.
But I think that we'll see what else might
I mean,
happen.
if you took damage to cause a concentration check, you just no longer be polymorph. It's not a concentration check thing.
Well,
Oh.
because polymorph, unlike the new Druid wild shape rules, if you took enough damage to use up your owl hit points, it would just turn you back.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Whew.
All right.
There we go.
So, Kneecap, your echo finally comes in within sight of the other side of the bridge, and you see Acetylus there, but not Radius.
I'll say Terrails. Radius not on the other side.
How do you tell us? Oh, because
can-
you're on both
Cause
sides.
Real Kneecap is still there with the rest of you.
Right.
Physical
Okay,
body,
gotcha.
it's like find familiar.
Right. No, I got it.
Yeah.
Radius it's not over there.
Oh crap.
I mean, I think as the echo gets within 120 feet of the end, which I think you would have to in order for you to see,
Oh yeah, I see what you
Acetylus waves to you and like beckons.
I'm going to get to the end, and
I think as you approach and you get close enough that you would be able to hear, Acetylus just says, "Radius went to scout ahead."
Insight check.
yeah.
Mhm.
The wizard.
Yeah.
The squishy.
The squishy wizard.
Uh-huh.
Who has a sentient spell book that he could definitely send without it.
So insight.
Yep. Roll an insight.
24.
Wow.
Good God.
Well,
Natural 19.
it just so happens too, though, that that Acetylus rolled very poorly. Only got a 7 on their deception. I think
no.
they're rattled by seeing the echo that they're not sure they completely understand the magic of, and it's showing up sooner than they expected. So it's already like a little bit awry. I think they're a little bit rattled, and so they just say, "Radius went up ahead to scout."
Something's wrong. Acetylus is lying. Says Radius went to scout. And
I think so. I'm going to require a deception or a performance from you now to have your echo not react in a way that suggests that Acetylus would know you're.
I think, honestly, like, okay.
Does it
Well,
mimic you?
unless you're having your echo behave as though.
My echo is just like is really not doing anything
Okay.
but moving and.
All right. Well, does it stop moving towards the end?
I think it's going to get to the end and then vanish.
Okay. I think so once it
And
vanishes,
and I'll come back and and say something's wrong. I think Acetylus did something to Radius.
Okay, so now what do we do?
I think Rome, who is there with you, is just going like, "Wait, was that guy not your friend? I mean, he came with you. I thought you guys were all friends."
He has
We thought so,
betrayed us,
too.
Rome. That seems to be the takeaway. He's betrayed us.
I hate when that happens.
Yes.
Quite.
Did have he did
Gross.
have a list of our names and descriptions that
And we foolishly did not question why he knew so much about us, why he had that list, where he got that information, and we walked into
A
a
trap.
trap.
hmm,
Hmm.
perhaps we flail the rope and see if he comes to us.
No, he won't do
No,
that.
No.
He
he
won't
won't
do
The
do
that.
rope does tug twice.
Of course it does.
Okay. Hmm.
So while they're having this conversation, Radius, you are flying upwards, but you've got a ways to go.
Thank you, Jason. For
Mhm.
those who can't see it, Jason is flying.
Mhm.
Now you just need some Red Bull and you really have wings.
Yes.
Red Bull will make him a giant owl.
Okay.
I know, right? Thinking as he's just flying up there, like, I should have picked the giant owl.
Can this bridge support
Mhm.
all of us at the same time is the question. Because if we go over one by one, we'll get picked off. Just like Radius was.
Hmm.
He's got the terrain advantage.
Well,
Even though we know
okay.
what's going on, we have the terrain. He has the terrain advantage, and he might just blow up the bridge if to kill us. I mean, there was no other way out.
Hmm. I'm gonna look look around, see is there any other possible way of maybe getting across? Like, is it like
The only other features
Okay.
that are even remotely in view are there's a couple of other little like metallic spurs sticking out of the walls of this place, but none of them are remotely long enough to go all the way across. You could theoretically try like climbing along the wall along the outer edge, but that would
That's a
be
long climb.
a long climb. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I've still got my serpentine owl. So I can
Mhm.
summon a giant owl. It's large. Christiana, what
Mhm.
is the what would my character consider to be the chances of being able to ride it?
I think a large owl could carry one person,
Yeah.
maybe
So
two
here's
small people, but not.
we did not
Yeah.
see this creature carrying any missiles. So I could fly out there on the back of my owl and harass it while you guys cross.
I do have my Quell's Feather token,
What does that have?
bird.
Mm-hmm.
It becomes an enormous bird that can carry up to 500 pounds.
Okay.
Well, now that's interesting.
I mean, that sounds like the rest of you.
Yeah, that does sound like the rest of us.
500 pounds. It might not carry the three of us
Okay.
because
Well-
I'm pretty. I mean, two dragonborn and a gnome.
I
that could
thought
be-
we had. Okay. Sorry.
Well, okay. It can 500 pounds at its maximum speed, or 1,000 pounds at half the speed.
There you go.
There we go.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We can all be
And
carried.
it uses the statistics of a rock.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up now. I think that
I'm pretty sure it's
I'm enjoying the prospect of
100.
this.
Air cavalry.
Yeah.
All right. Then that frees me up to fireball this asshole from distance. Or maybe insect plague.
There's
Part
just
of this.
one thing I'm worried about, which is probably pretty obvious.
The
What's that?
anti-magic stuff.
Yes.
The anti-magic.
There's
yeah,
that.
There's that.
Yeah.
You know what there also
Yeah.
is that a rock does not have dark vision.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
But you know there are potential solutions, but the
Okay.
anti-magic
Ah.
stuff certainly is a hazard.
White
Yeah.
spell.
Well,
and-
what I was thinking of
flicker in and out.
is
Which-
flying above, directly above the whisker.
Hmm
so that if it does
Yeah,
poof, pop out,
Yeah.
we have a chance of catching on to it.
Just speaking of the anti-magic stuff, thank you for the reminder. Radius, can you make a just roll a d20 for me?
Oh
Oh
no.
boy.
Oh
Oh,
no,
no.
no.
Oh.
D20.
Yeah.
Let's see.
When you
Oh,
really
me.
wish the DM wasn't listening.
Oh my god.
Uh,
A 7.
In my head, I was thinking if you rolled 5 or lower. So I think
7.
I think you are flying upwards, and there's just a little bit of a weird air tremor, and you for a second it felt as though your wing was going to turn back into an arm, but then you skirted around it. So you're
Yeah.
still fine for the moment, but everyone else is still making their plans.
Yeah.
well, the way I see it, if the DM does her shenanigans, she'll allow us to do our shenanigans.
Yeah, I think the rope tugs twice once more.
All right.
Okay.
I think we need to take the risk.
All right. So here's the other question:
Mhm.
should we, and by we I mean me, send someone over the bridge just so that they know, just so that they don't suspect it, and you guys follow
I think-
higher?
Why
I think the
you
less
and
time we
not-
spend in the air, the better. I think we should just get on our birds and go.
Okay. The reason is because if I can cast fly to catch myself, but if I have the ability to cast a spell at this asshole, I want that ability.
Right.
Yeah.
I was thinking I could trudge across, but whatever we do, we do
No.
immediately.
Yeah, no, let's go. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's
Okay.
go.
All right.
think-
So
I
I
think we're
invoke
doing They're dragoons.
my figurine of Wondred's power
Okay.
and
I
climb on the back of the owl and head across. And yes, I am going to go across right above the whisker. I mean,
Okay.
just like
Sure. Are you waiting for the others to have their setup, or are you going ahead?
I'm waiting for them to be set up because I can be set up a little quicker than they can.
Okay, so you've got the owl, you're ready to take off and fly above the whisker for when they're ready
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah. hmm
Yeah.
Okay.
so yeah, I'm gonna so I'll throw my feather in the air, and it unfold, and it grows and unfolds into this massive
Right.
bird.
And yeah, so you all feel huge buffeting of air as this creature's enormous wings spread out, and you hear what you imagine would have been a near deafening, screech, if only the sound dampening didn't muffle it somewhat. But this creature, I believe the token says let's see, it's obeys simple commands.
Yes.
What do you say to it? It is there. It's clear to you that it has appeared, but there's a moment where it seems like it's maybe confused and maybe it can't see in the dark. But what do you say to it?
Land and allow us on.
So do
I
you all
presume
have
everybody?
light with
would
you? I
back
would
up.
imagine you guys have some light where you
Yes,
are.
I'm going to use my Gemma brightness to cast bright light in a 30-foot radius. And
Okay.
dim light for additional 30-foot radius.
All right. So I think you all have to kind of actually back into the tunnel a little bit in
Yeah.
order for there to be room for this rock to land, because it is a gargantuan creature. It is huge. You would imagine that even as big as this space is, like if its wings are fully outstretched, that tip to tip, it would, be close to the whole diameter of this space. So certainly it can make it across pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Because it has a fly speed of 120 feet, and so basically it would be able to if it's just moving at half speed, I would say 2 rounds gets you all the way across.
Yeah.
And
So-
then what's your owl speed? Spine. Rebellis.
The owl. Sorry, I got this. It's the flying speed is 60 feet.
Okay, so the rock is certainly got the flying capacity and the speed and all of that, but it won't be able to see.
Yeah, I will call out. Turn left, right.
Yeah.
Actually,
Well,
you
like,
got people on board who can.
Yeah, if you have the gem of brightness, basically, I'll
Yeah.
Yeah.
say
Okay, yeah.
Um,
You can
direct
fly
it
ahead
to-
and it can follow that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I have the
I'll
gem of
direct it-
brightness. I would have to give it to Nobilis if he
Well,
wanted.
I mean,
Well, no, like I figure
cast light
have
on
it-
something I've got, and I'll fly forward, and you can follow
Let there be light. Be
Okay.
at Lux.
me.
Yeah.
All
I'll
right.
just say, follow the light.
So I think that as you take off, and I just want us to dwell just for a moment on this extremely fun image of Spine riding a giant owl, glowing brilliantly with the light spell in this dark void, followed by this gargantuan bird carrying the others, flying across. And I think as you are making your way across, you watch as the whisker collapses below you.
Oh
Okay.
wow.
And
Wow.
I think I'm gonna have Spine roll a d20 for me and Kneecap
Okay.
roll a d20 for me.
Okay.
Fingers crossed.
Okay.
9.
Yeah.
10.
All right. Neither of you encounters an anti-magic bubble on your way across.
At least not one strong enough to knock out the spell.
Right. And so I think as so do you have dark vision as well for Spine?
I'm a tiefling, so yeah, I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure.
I think you have 60 feet, right?
Yeah.
Well, I think depending on which tiefling you are, you might have 120 feet. But I think that at this point, though, I'm going to have us
Yeah.
go ahead
60 feet.
and all roll initiative. So let me pull up a little tracker here.
Do I have to dodge the debris?
Uh,
The Dervis.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's do that.
Oh God!
Go ahead and make a dexterity save with disadvantage because you're carrying a book.
Whatever came of carrying a book.
It can't. It really can't get any worse. It did.
Oh no.
So
Oh, no.
it went from a 5 to a 3.
Oh.
So here's where I'm going to be the kind and benevolent and generous dungeon master for you here. And I'm going to ask Jason, the player, how you feel about this. Because I can imagine continued heroic recovery, but it also has been pretty rough here.
Honestly and truly, I honestly don't know if he could because the owl only has 1 hit point, and even if somehow he is not unconscious by being hit by falling debris, he would somehow be able to cast polymorph without his spell book because he would definitely drop it.
I think, Jason, you haven't had to. You're the only one who has.
I'm the only one.
I think for that reason, I think what we see is this incredible image of the giant owl carrying Spine, the rock following, the bridge crumbling away in slow motion beneath them, and then we cut back to Radius the owl flapping heroically upward, spellbook clutched in his talons, and then the whisker just swoosh, and we just see feathers drifting around.
Oh,
Okay, so everybody then but Radius roll initiative, please.
time to bring out get
Yeah.
your version 2 up to level 9.
So yeah, let's see. I can add. I've got people's tokens on the just the map layer here. I don't remember where everybody is. There we go. So yeah, I think it's just the 4 of you then. And the owl and the rock, I will imagine that they go
Oh.
on. They go on the turn of the player controlling them. Okay, where's my Kupralak Romani here?
The stats of the betrayer.
Where is? Oh, kidding me? It doesn't have a token for him? That doesn't seem right. Hold on. Hang on just a moment. There we go. Okay, and then with that guy selected, roll initiative for Acetylus.
Ah,
And
Ah.
you got high. So I think, oops, I did it in the wrong order. I keep clicking ascending when I mean descending. There we go. So I think that as you approach ahead first and emerge into Acetylus's field of view spine on your owl with the rock close behind, I think you're too far away still to hear what Acetylus mutters to themselves, but to the extent that you are able to interpret the body language of a Romani, I think your best guess, just based on context alone, would be that they're displeased. However, what they do is they raise one of their strange metallic arms, and the hand transforms in some way and fires 3 bolts at you. Yeah. And technically, they're attacking the owl.
okay.
Yeah. So, the first one is a 27 to hit.
That hits.
It's going to do 8 piercing and 18 psychic.
Okay, that's going to destroy it. I would like to have a chance that causes it to return to its figurine form.
Yeah.
I want to have a chance to grab the figurine before it drops.
Yeah, sure. Make a.
I'm like holding on it.
Well, I'm going to have you make 2 different dexterity saves. Okay.
Okay.
And how about this? I will let you choose from the 2 rolls which applies to trying to grab the figurine and which applies to you trying to not plummet into the void.
Right.
So
Okay.
go ahead and roll twice, and you can pick which one stands for which.
Okay.
Choose
A
form of
13
Mm-hmm.
and a 24.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the 24 as not plummeting into the void,
Mm-hmm.
and the 13 as grabbing the owl.
I think that's still enough because you were, of course, holding on to the big owl. You saw the
Right.
bolts hit, and then as you are, you're able to grab a hold it, and just from the momentum of your flight, you're even though you are immediately falling, you are close enough and high up enough that your momentum carries you
Right.
to the edge, where you are able to sort of tuck and roll onto there. However, you are now going to get 2 burnished blade attacks as its other hand turns into a sword and goes to attack you.
Okay.
That is another 27 to hit.
That hits.
for 9 piercing and 18 psychic damage.
Uncanny dodge.
Okay.
So that's
So it would be 27, so it'll be, 13
13.
instead.
Okay.
Yeah. The next attack is a 15 to hit.
15 is my armor class,
Okay.
unfortunately.
Well, so that's going to be another 6 piercing and another 14 psychic for 20 total.
Okay. I am pretty badly hurt, but I'm still up.
Okay. So that was Acetulus's turn. And I think you are now close enough to hear Acetulus just say, "What a weird little shadow that gnome has. So much trouble." Speaking of the gnome, Kneecap, you are riding the rock, and I think you now can see the light that you told the rock to follow has suddenly dropped, but is now
Wait,
on the ledge.
I thought the light was on me, not on.
No, I'm just saying. No, yeah. So it was
Okay,
the light that the rock was following you. Is,
Okay.
I don't. Okay. When
Okay.
I say dropped,
It's on
I
the
don't mean
ledge.
I
It's
don't
on the
mean
ledge.
the
Never
spell
mind.
ended. I mean it fell.
Okay. Okay.
And it fell and landed on the ledge now, where you can see Spine and Acetylus
Facing
in
off.
combat, clashing. And so you are coming up on the rock's speed right now. So I would basically say you can give the rock a command, and it is close enough now to do what it's going to do, depending on what you tell it to do.
I will say, attack the strange metal creature.
Okay. Do you have the rock's stats handy? I can do them otherwise. Okay, so it gets to make a multi-attack, one with beak and one with talons. So go ahead and have them attack Acetylus then.
And you're probably going to want to dismount.
Well, maybe.
27.
A 27 will certainly hit. Is that that's the beak?
Yes.
Okay. You rolling the damage?
Yep, I'm just getting
Okay.
getting that put in. That is 29 piercing damage.
Nice, nice. Here, let me make sure. Yep, they take that damage.
Okay, and then for the talons, 24 to hit.
Okay, yeah, that'll for sure hit.
And 25 damage for that.
Okay, yeah,
Okay, and then I will...
couple of big hits.
Yeah. And as Kneecap, I will kind of jump off and try and land next to Acetylus.
Okay.
And then let me make sure. Oh wait! Oh, it can't attack. Never mind.
Oh, it can't.
Yeah, it says
Um,
it obeys your simple commands and can't attack.
you're right. It does
Oh.
say that. It does say that. So
Okay.
we'll reset that it took the damage, obviously. So that's 54 back. But it certainly can still deliver you to that side.
So,
All right. So the horrifying nightmare of being bit and clawed by a giant bird, it disappears from Acetylus's head, and because it can't do that.
so I will jump off.
Okay.
Manifest an echo. Right next to Acetylus,
Mhm.
and I will go ahead and attack myself. Or
Okay.
attack with my own attack.
Kneecap v kneecap.
Yep, kneecap to kneecap.
Yes. 12.
A 12 does not hit. It deflects it with its blade hand.
Okay. Yeah. Then I will. Second attack. 25.
That'll hit.
14 damage.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
Okay. Great. So you manifested the echo and jumped off, so you were off of the bird.
Yes.
Okay.
Hmm.
What did you tell the rock if it can't attack?
Watch. Try and catch anyone that falls.
Okay, yeah.
That's something it definitely can do.
You're right.
I would hope, at least.
Well, we'll see what happens if people are still riding it when it tries to do that. But
Yeah.
yes, no, I think that's a good idea, though. Yes. So in any case, that's Kneecap's turn. Tarsus, your turn.
Yep. Okay. So Tarsus gets off of the rock. We'll take a look. We'll glare at Acetylus, and he is going to use his new ability, and he's going to cast Eye Bite on Acetylus.
Nice. Okay.
Actually, you cast it on yourself and then you use it to attack us.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So, yeah. Okay.
So your eyes already had transformed in their appearance, and so they don't actually change in the way that the spell usually would, but only
Right.
because they're just always like that now.
Yep.
So tell me, what does Acetylus need to do something, or do you make an
Well,
attack roll?
Okay, so
It's
on each of your, on each of your turns until the spell ends, you can then use your action to target another creature, but can't target a creature again if it's succeeded. So, is the action to cast the spell mean I can't do it this turn?
No,
or-
you can do it once on the turn. When that
Okay,
you
okay,
cast it,
so
yeah.
okay, so he
When you cast the spell, and again on each turn, I believe is what it
right,
says.
so he has to make a Wisdom saving throw, or he's going to go nighty night.
Okay. Well, let's have him make a Wisdom saving throw then. That's a 4.
Acetylus falls unconscious and will stay unconscious until he takes damage.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh.
Yep. I mean, he doesn't.
That's
for a
good.
minute.
That's
Yeah.
real good.
Okay.
I-
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So I think Spine, you and Kneecap, who are right there, just watch as Acetylus turns up to look in the direction of Tarsus, and then just kind of falls limp to the ground.
Yeah.
I think we should stay in initiative because people are going to have different ideas about what happens.
Sure.
next.
Sure. So Tarsus, are you also jumping off of the rock?
Yes, that was
Okay.
my first. Yeah, that was my first
right.
thing was to get off the
Great.
rock, then eye biting him. Yep.
Okay. And so that would make it now Spine's turn.
Okay. Spine is going to shove him off the ledge.
Okay.
Yeah, if she didn't do it, Malleus would.
All right.
I-
At which point, I think we're no longer in initiative.
Yes.
And I'll go and I'll pull to the rock. Don't catch that one.
Yeah, it did look like it was about to like.
Yeah.
Okay. I think it's like awkwardly perched on that ledge now, and it's kind of. I think you're getting a sense that it's got some anxiety about this current situation, but it is nonetheless continuing to follow your commands for the moment.
And if I dismiss it, will it go back to feather form?
I believe that those tokens were one-time
one use.
use.
One use.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But boy, it made the difference here, though.
Yeah.
It
Oh,
did.
yeah.
Yeah, we needed it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go up to it, or I'll get to a point where I can pat it on its beak, say,
Mhm.
"You did good. Go with honor."
And there's sort of a wind, and you, I assume, climbed down safely before it disappeared.
I would assume I
Well,
would have I would
Yeah,
gesture
Malleus
for
get off first.
Malleus to do that. Yeah.
There is
Yeah.
just one flight feather remaining. It's 8 feet long.
Wow.
That's a
Um,
real feather in your cap there.
mhm. So all of the rest of you have you've dispatched this would-be assassin. Although I guess would-be isn't quite right, given that it seems like Radius is gone.
We have lost.
Hmm.
Question is, will he return from that infinite void down there? Can even
I
that
mean,
end
I'm
our?
pretty sure it's not infinite. It's just really, really, really high. Because
Mm,
I mean, the spine
Yeah.
is not the spire is not infinite. It's mind-bogglingly tall, but it's not infinite.
Yeah.
matter of mathematics, whether it's an actually a large number or it's an infinity. There is a difference between the two. In either event, it may be a while before we see Radius.
Tarsus,
Yes.
the demigod of piercers, drops just to your side, misses,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
disappears.
Damn him!
Um, and then shortly after that, um,
I think we need to get into the tunnel.
Yeah, we need to get in the
yeah,
tunnel.
shortly after that, dropping onto the ledge next to you is, well, Jason's in the middle of something.
Jason is talking and muted. Doesn't know.
Yes. So,
It's-
yeah. Well, so how?
Yeah.
In a minute, then. Oh, are you with us, Jason? All right.
Yes.
So yes, shortly after the demigod of piercers drops, misses, disappears again, and you're all just catching your breath from that startlement. Whoomp! Next to you drops in new
You all
Radius.
see a nearly 7-foot tall tiefling, and he flares out leathery wings and has a whipping, like almost devilish tail, and he's like, "Welcome! I am your undisputed, unified, multiplanar champion, and I bring you the word of the Deator, because we bring the beatdowns to the dance floor." And then he stops and he looks around and he's like,
Blink, 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 blink.
"What?
Wow.
What?
Hi.
Am I supposed to wrestle you guys? Or, like, I didn't know it was going to be a handicap match, but that's fine."
Radius?
No.
Ah, ah.
"Yeah, I'm rocking Radius with the ruckus."
Just follow us, please.
Hey,
And
you're that little guy, Kneecap. You know, you were my manager for a while. Where'd you go?
Oh God.
just we'll talk as we go.
Man, why are you-
Decap is very disturbed.
this arena's really run down. Where are we, guys?
Uh, in the spire, heading towards Dendratus.
Oh man, they locked down that contract to have that show here. I didn't
No.
know the
Christiana, you have to tell Jedzia about this episode.
I will.
like, I didn't know I didn't know those like metal dudes let you guys in. Like that's awesome. Like how'd you do it?
Well, actually, the metal dudes don't like us very much. In fact, one of them just tried to kill us, hence you showing up here.
Yeah.
Wait, I wasn't
the you
always
that
here?
was here the you that was here before has died, and now you are here in his place.
Oh man, that's
Yeah.
kind of a bummer. Like
It
it would have
is.
been cool
He's
to
a
meet
good
him.
guy.
Like was he big like me? Like and he flexes?
No, he
No.
was
No.
he was all bony, literally.
He was reanimated dead.
Hmm.
I wouldn't have quite said it so bluntly, Malleus, but you
Well,
are
you know,
definitely.
there's this one guy called the Caretaker. He likes to bury people in his matches, but I beat him.
Yeah.
That's how I got the title.
Ah,
A good point did just get raised, which is that you guys said that they weren't even going to let you in until that one agreed to help, and then he just tried to
Yes.
kill you.
oh,
Yeah.
So,
yes, going back to the problem room.
Well, I was just going to suggest that we take the back door.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Good idea. Where's the back door?
Oh well, no. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Is there's another tunnel and not go through Dendratus.
Okay,
Oh,
Okay.
absolutely.
They
Let's
still
do
have
it.
to go all the way
Little
back down
buddy.
to the Desert of Rust, though.
how
Yeah.
big is Modron? How big is he?
I mean, so he's a medium creature. I think his so he's got the handout of what he looks like, right? He's like a little spherical Mike Wazowski guy.
Yeah.
So I would say he is maybe 4 feet tall.
Okay.
And so his little sphere is maybe 2 feet in
Hmm.
diameter or so.
He's gonna try to.
something
He's gonna
like
pick
that.
him up and put him on his shoulder and carry him. Like, come on, little buddy. show us
Whoa! Yeah. All right. So yes, you are all able to once again resume your journey. Now,
Um,
mhm.
do you try and do this anything like that with kneecap?
No.
Okay.
You got
Yes.
really mad last time I did that. Like,
Yeah.
it was a really cool gag. Like, the storyline was pretty cool, but like the fans really didn't take it. They said it was like mean or something. So like, we had to change it up.
Yeah.
You hit me with a shillelagh later.
Mhm.
Do you do stuff in the wilderness?
Not this me.
Oh yeah,
Not-
well they
not
like used
this
to hang
me.
out in the wilderness stuff. They could like transform, and so like they turned into an octopus one time, and like they totally hit me with these shillelaghs. It was a really cool match.
I can see why that happened.
Oh
And
yeah,
kneecap is going to manifest an echo that stays very or stays on a very tactically dodging position between kneecap and
whoa,
radius.
that's an awesome shadow. Mine doesn't do that.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, we all have our tricks.
Tricks like, oh, do you guys do cool special stuff?
Yes, we
yes.
do.
Yes, we do.
Oh man, if we don't take the back door, we could fight our way out, and I'll show you some cool moves.
I'm
Oh,
sure they'll
I
be
think-
fighting anyway.
well, yeah, we're gonna see your cool moves soon enough. No matter which way we go, Radius. No
Right.
matter which way we go.
Yeah.
That's kind of our thing. You really didn't actually go through lots of adventures with other versions of us, except for maybe Kneecap your manager.
I mean,
You don't know me?
well, like, so like, Spine like was doing this whole like clown thing, and like it didn't go well. So, and then like the tag team between you, Tarsus, and Corcoid, and wait, you weren't a dragon, like you weren't a dragonborn, like you totally were like this like interdimensional being, like you traveled from like someplace. It was like really cold where you came from, like, but like you like were a triple tag team called the Rascals, and it didn't go well. Like there was like a table and like an ambulance. Like they said it was really extreme. I thought it was cool because I was like, man, like I didn't know they could totally like put somebody through like that like carriage, but like, yeah, man, it was pretty cool. But like Mark, the GM, he really didn't like it. Like, yeah, he got a lot of heat for that one. He lost some gray hairs for it too, man.
So
Like, I mean, we did have a crew called like it was actually called like well, I tried to use the bloodline, but some other
Skeleton
team already
Crew?
had it, so I had to call us like the Skeleton Crew, because we were like,
That's our name. We're the Skeleton Crew.
oh, so you guys wrestle too?
No, but that's
Nope.
just our name.
We're
Oh,
murder
oh,
hobos.
no, he wrestles all the time. I point at Kneecap. He'll get into fights with anything.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Or
Uh,
at least a couple more
Kneecap
versions of him. have.
gives you the dirtiest, dirty looks.
oh man, he does that all the time.
Sorry, Kneecap. We go under the bus there.
Usually it's
I-
when I pick him up.
I don't wrestle. I fight.
Yeah, you say that too.
Oh boy. Once again, the dynamic has changed, eh, Malleus?
I
Let's
think
keep
this guy's
walking.
gonna be fun.
Hey, at least we don't have. Hey, MLS. At least we got rid of those extra arms.
Don't diss the other arms.
Well, there was like a barrel of poly. It was polymorph gas, and like it was a bad set. Like, but it was cool though for a while. Like, it had like 4 arms and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I know some sorcerers, a sorceress in particular with more than the regular number of arms.
Cool.
So, you may recall that there was quite a bit of traveling through all of these tunnels.
Mm-hmm.
And you are getting close to having had a. Well, so remind me, did you took a long rest after you found Rome or no?
No, we did
No.
not.
Okay,
Nope,
I was going to
not
say.
at
So
all.
I was just going to say then that it's been kind of a long day, so to speak, and so I think you would want to maybe decide if you're going to try to go ahead and force through and try to get out somewhere else, or if you want to try to make camp in the
I think
tunnels.
we should rest in the tunnels because we don't know what's ahead, and quite frankly, even if we found a nice open area to camp in, yeah, we'd have guests dropping in.
Yeah,
Who,
yeah, I think we need to camp.
who was it that did the dome when we did camp? Was it Radius?
It was prior version of Radius.
Yes, it was.
Well, we have new skills. We'll have to just adapt to them.
How are
Alright.
you at taking watch, Radius?
Oh man, I like it. It's fun. I could stay up like all night and stuff.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I think we find a nice, relatively quiet place, and we set up watches, and we get back some of our
Yeah.
stuff.
So here's what I'm going to actually say. I'm going to just briefly sort of switch us into kind of cutscene mode. You do go ahead and you take your long rest, and that's going to go just fine. And then in the next day, you make your way back down to the Desert of Rust, which is sort of that, the base of the interior, or at least, I mean, maybe there's more stuff down underneath that. You don't know, but that's the place where you sort of came in, right? When you passed through Dendratus. And Rome has another way out from there. And they are able to lead you through more tunnels to where you emerge from a small cavern entrance into a forest on the north side of the spire. But the other thing that's going to happen when you escape the spire, which is why I kind of called it out when you went ahead to do the long rest, is you're also all going to level up.
Nice.
Yay!
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so we can take a moment for you to all kind of figure out what that level up process is going to be. But the next thing that you're going to also want to think about is, what do you do now that you found Rome? And I'll give you all the opportunity to think about that for a little bit, for 1 second. I will be right back. 1 moment.
This break brought to you by, I don't have the list handy.
Puppies.
Puppies. Because in this day and age, everybody needs puppies.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes, you too. I think I'm going to go with switching characters as a level up, as Christiana has suggested before. Yeah, I'm going to go for it. Why the hell not?
Oh boy.
Yeah, I'm going for it.
Alrighty.
So, I'll leave the tagline until
Ooh. Okay. That's great.
Okay. Brand new cantrip.
level 10 gets me an new interesting feature.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can take a hit for someone with my echo.
Woohoo.
Hmm.
That.
Who else has got fun new stuff? I mean, Radius is all fun new stuff, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Uh,
know, make your new version just in time to add new levels to it.
Right. Um, is it all right if I can he still have the brooch of shielding and cloak of protection?
Well, that's the trick, isn't
Yeah.
it?
yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, I was gonna say his character would, if he had the opportunity to grab something like that or have it, he would.
Um,
If he bought it, I guess, from his. Well,
no, because unfortunately, all the stuff that would have been on your old body, I don't know that you
Is
are able
not
to recover
recoverable.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
it's falling through whatever that center is.
Yeah. How about this? Roll a d20, and if it's a 16 or higher, you can find one of your magic items.
cool. 19.
That's a 19. Okay, so you can pick one of them and say that you find it, dropped in the desert of rest.
Mm. I will do the cloak of protection.
All right.
Are we allowed to know what class your character is?
Oh, he is a straight 2024 monk monk barbarian.
Mm.
Oh,
Nice.
It is the
a monk
first.
berry.
This is the first time that a monk has actually been able to multi-class and use any of the abilities that it has with the other class.
Oh.
So this is straight 2024. There's nothing fancy about this guy.
Ready.
Oh no,
Alright.
no, but you just bring them all. You
Yeah.
bring all the style.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Be right back.
Okay. So, I think when you feel free, of course, to finish leveling. But when you're ready, I'm curious to know what's the plan for your next steps of this adventure.
So you said we came out of a cave
Yeah.
at the base of the spire?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we need to find that tyrant nexus thing.
Tyrant spiral.
The tyrant
Tyrant
spiral.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that the person we need to confront is that bitch in
Sigil.
Sigil.
And Sigil.
Do you mean the Fox Fiend?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
The one who sent half of us into that
Hopeless.
hopeless.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
that.
sounds like her. I am not going back there. It sounds like a great idea for you guys. I'm not going back there.
Wait,
Well,
If you
For
guys
you
have
guys?
like a safe place for me to like hide out while you guys go talk to her, that would be great for me.
Okay, so
Hikaru.
yeah, the castle. We
Yeah,
absolutely should-
we have
yeah.
to go.
Oh, you
to
found the castle? Is Thayfair still there?
Yep.
yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
She's cool.
Yes, she definitely
Yes.
is.
Do you have a new token, Jason?
um,
Because I can absolutely go find the mask that you wore that one time.
oh, I think I have a picture somewhere. I'll have to find out. Or they're actually probably one on Facebook. But Radius goes, so like, what's the name of this mean lady that like totally sent you guys to Hopeless, which is like crazy, man. Like we did a show there once. Audience is totally dead.
Shemeska.
Jamesco.
Oh, she's the older promoter, man. Like we've got this like rivalry going.
They call her the Marauder.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
yeah. Like it's the MEW. It's Marauder Extreme Wrestling, and like they are totally bad news.
Hmm.
They are very much bad news.
Wow.
Jason, your character is absolutely inspired. If I had an inspiration point on my character sheet, I would give you one.
Yeah, well, you certainly have one from me.
It it's all the face palms for me, which oh, oh
I mean, do you even know what this is referring to?
Oh
I
god, this is
it's wrestling of some
this no,
sort.
this is
I,
the
that is
deepest
all
cut.
I.
It's
It's a very
wrestling,
deep
but it's
cut.
also a very specific episode of a podcast run by Jadzia Axelrod years ago that
Yeah.
Jason and I both guested on, where we were wrestlers who did raps for the fate of
For
the universe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have the mask still. It's actually at my house in my room. I have
We'll
it
have
on
to see if that episode is still linkable and put it
Yeah.
in the notes for this episode.
Uh, yeah. I I suffer from very bad secondhand embarrassment or awkwardness, at least,
oh
and
man.
this is just.
Oh man, you should have been there
Don't
when
mind me.
you should have
Oh
been
no!
there when I was asked to rap battle in front of a room full of all of some of my buds.
Oh, you did great.
Oh,
It was so good. It was such a fun
Oh.
show. But yes, that's
anyway.
awesome. But yes,
Back to the
so
castle.
you so what's your plan for that? I mean, you know where you left it more or less, but that also is going to be, that's a ways to go on foot.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's gonna be a hike.
Oh man, I like exercising. Let's do it.
Well, time is not our friend, Radius. In fact, time might be considered to be, say, our enemy.
If we had sending, we could have her start moving towards us. I don't know.
I don't think I have. I don't think
Oh,
I have sending in my. Oh yes. So in the leveling up process, there's the shimmer. There's the change of the multiverse, and Tarsus changes.
Mm-hmm.
He is a Warforged again. His skin is golden, but he still has the impossible eyes that he gained from the Great Secret he learned. And he stands up and looks around and turns to Malice, who says, "Change, and not a moment too soon."
oh, I know that's a quote, but I can't remember from who.
It's the first words of the Sixth Doctor.
Ah,
Well, you're pretty shiny. Like, you ever thought about like wrestling?
No.
You should. I think they'd love you. There was this one guy one time. I think his name was like Smoky Dust or like Silver Dust or something. You could totally be like the golden version of that.
I'll think about it.
You look pretty strong too.
so
This is actually the strongest character I've had. In terms of stats, this is the strongest character I've had yet, so that's actually not terrible.
Do you like lift?
A little.
Cool.
Not necessarily my strong suit, but I can if necessary. But I am the arm of Vulcan. I am the chosen of Vulcan. He is my patron, he is my power, and we are going to smite Shemeska and all those who have caused us this grief.
Oh, so you came with wheels?
What was that?
You came with wheels?
Paladin?
No.
Oh,
Oh, I thought you had like showed up so you could like drive us there. Like I thought you had a carrot.
No. Sadly, no. No. Celestial patron warlock.
Oh,
Nice.
wow.
Yeah.
well,
Warlock buddies.
This is yes. This is Lee's fault for suggesting it.
so
I could have
How-
gone for paladin, but I decided to go for a slightly different approach.
Oh boy.
so how far away are we from the walking castle?
Well, you don't know very precisely. You just know that you have a general sense that you are on, you are like looking at the map in the orientation we've got here, you're on the north side. So you suspect that if you were to walk directly away from the spire, you would be heading in the direction of Tradegate or Ecstasy, right? But and you know where you left the castle, which is close to the label for Dundratus.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so, but travel in the Outlands is always a little hit or miss. So I think approximately, but like it would take some navigation and perhaps some rolls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know how
I
you guys
could-
feel about rolling dice, but
Yeah,
If-
yeah, it's all
like I
good.
could fly, I could fly there, but
How
like I
much
couldn't
can
really.
you
I mean, I
drop
could
it?
try to carry somebody, but like it'd be a long time.
yeah.
you think it would probably be several hours even if you're flying.
Yeah. Yeah, you're probably better off like going up and taking a look and make sure we're going in the right direction.
Yeah, if you're gonna hoof it, and I can watch Overwatch. That's cool. But
Do you
like, I
just
hope
have
that-
like a permanent fly speed, or is it
Yeah, it's
like
the variant tiefling. It's just 30. I think it's 30 feet of just regular flight.
okay?
It's a winged tiefling.
Yeah.
Okay.
A winged fling?
All right. So I think, who is going to attempt to do the survival roll for navigation? You can do it with advantage due to the.
Yeah,
The
I am a city
oversight.
girl, so
I can.
All right.
Yeah.
all right.
Baker's 20.
Okay. Yeah, I think you are able to orient yourself relatively well, and you all kind of set out. Here's the part of the question that will determine some things in terms of how long it takes you to get back to the castle. How much of a distance are from the spire are you giving yourself, knowing that if the Romani are around, they might be hostile? Not to mention, how are you traveling? What pace are you taking, given that a faster pace might make you more at risk of any other hazards you might encounter?
Hmm. That's making me miss earlier forms of kneecap.
Hmm.
Um, I would say I would say we wouldn't have to give them necessarily like a super huge berth if I'm watching from above because I would be able to see them before. But,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think we
But
have to be super careful as long as we're not like, oh, there's a patrol or a group of them. Let's walk and say hi.
Yeah.
So I imagine maybe like average speed.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
regular speed,
Yeah.
standard speed.
Not slow, but not super fast.
Okay. Great. So, I think you've made your way a couple of, a couple of hours. You're guessing at this pace that you're going to have to make camp at least once, unless you want to go through the night.
We're not going through it. No, we're
Yeah.
gonna-
Okay, so I think you are making some good progress. Let's say you've made your way somewhere around right here on the map.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you're maybe halfway there when it's starting to the brightness in the sky is starting to dim, and so let's get another survival roll to see about finding a good campsite.
Okay. Malleus actually has proficiency. So if you want, well, if you need, I was gonna say if you need to do the second roll, then
Well, yeah, I rolled with advantage and got a Baker's 20.
okay,
Okay.
cool. Yeah. We're
Well,
both,
but for a new roll though.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's a new roll.
I rolled again.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It was another baker's daughter.
Oh, okay. Again, okay, I see.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. So I think you find a relatively comfy little spot that seems to have some access to fresh water nearby, and um, it seems like you'd be able to, uh, you know, have a cozy little nook there. Are you setting a fire or anything like that in your camp? What's your camp setup look like?
I think we should have as non not as subtle as
Unobtrusive as
can.
possible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
if it's a if
Affirmative.
it's a bit chilly, that's better than being discovered.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, kind of,
I mean, that
you know,
critter hit hard, and that was just one of them.
Mhm.
yeah.
I would hate to
And,
see what happened if they sent a whole patrol of those things after us.
yeah. I do have to say, Kneecap would uh, be glad of one thing regarding the new radius. A big body to be close to for warmth.
Oh, are you
He would,
cold?
well, I mean, like, yeah, he would hesitantly suggest that we all stay close just to keep us from being too cold.
Yeah.
Oh,
Two
okay.
tieflings, two dragonborns, and then.
And
And
you,
a warforged.
Oh,
And a
okay. Yeah.
warforged has
Sorry.
two things. Yeah, a dragonborn, a
Yeah.
warforged.
and,
Now I was trying to calculate like warm people who might like throw off a lot more heat.
Wow.
you
for
see,
that.
Considering that's probably more body mass than
Yeah.
species, except for like maybe Warforged. I don't know.
you guys see Radius will go, oh well, if you guys are cold, don't worry about it. I'll warm it up. And he like bangs his fist into his chest and he just goes and snaps his finger and his hand is engulfed in flame. And he's like, yeah, see?
But were you trying to not start a fire, or?
Well,
I-
yeah, Kneecap would have said, we need to stay close so we don't need a fire.
Oh, well, like I'm like really chilly sometimes because I'm like he's just in like little tiny cut off shorts and like boots.
We'll make it work.
Cool.
Huh.
All right. So, are you setting watches? If so, who is taking the first watch?
Absolutely. I'll take the last watch because I only need 4 hours of rest. So I will take the last
Or
watch.
Four
Yeah.
or is it six?
It may have changed with the new edition. That's a good point. Let's check.
Radius will take the first because he only has to meditate for 4.
Oh, you're right. I need 6. Must change. Yep, I need 6.
Okay.
Yeah,
Radius is still 4 for him.
Kneecap will join you on the first.
Okay. So, for the first watch, let's get some perception rolls, or you can have one of you roll with advantage if you prefer.
Let's just
22.
Okay. I think that as the the night has gone on, it's very dark now, and you're a couple of hours into your watch. You hear what sounds like a rustling in the forest. It's not dramatic, but it's kind of like you hear like some slight leaves rustling that sounds like something moving in the underbrush out there.
and Kneecap got a 12.
Okay. So that 22 though certainly.
Radius, he stands up and he's like, I wonder what's that. Hey, I think something's over there. And he's like looking towards where he sees the rustling.
Okay.
Kneecap is immediately on its feet with weapons out and crouched.
Okay. I think that whatever made the sound is like you don't hear it anymore. You know kind of just where it came from, but as you kind of are standing there just looking, you're not hearing it anymore. You don't see anything else either, but you know just where it was, and you kind of now are. It's like it stopped making the sound when you moved.
He's
Kneecap is gonna send his shadow over to
Mm-hmm.
that area, or his echo over to it.
Okay. I think that is. Are you having it move stealthily, or is it just
It's just moving. It's not gonna try and sneak.
okay? I think that before you have a chance to get a look at whatever it was, takes off running in the other direction into the darkness of the forest.
I wonder if you could have eaten it. Kind of hungry.
Probably was not something we want to have.
Hmm.
Hmm.
But that cool. That's a cool trick. Like, how long does
Artifact
that last?
of our glitch.
Kind of like pokes it. Is it tangible?
Uh, yeah, it probably would be, though. Probably odd, really odd feeling,
Huh. Kind of squishy.
and yeah, it's going to turn really sharply towards you and then vanish.
Hmm.
Don't do that, please.
All right.
Wait, does it like sentient? Does it have feelings? I'm sorry.
It's part of me.
Oh, so you're like twins.
Hmm.
I was an only kid. It was lonely. But now I've
I,
got like thousands of screaming fans.
yeah, I have only had one. My I have had an actual physical twin, but can't even remember her name.
Oh, yeah. You told you were looking for your sister.
Yes,
You used to say that you hoped she'd come to the show so she'd find you that way. Like you were always doing it, man.
that is something I could see myself doing if I got that kind of talent or desire.
Oh man, I promise you, if your sister could see you take a chair shot, she would totally come back.
Ah.
Oh.
I I am I am utterly confused by you.
Man, you're like super talented.
Thanks.
Oh, no problem.
I think I gonna go to the others and I kind of gently wake them and say something might have seen us, and I don't know how safe we are now.
I mean, it ran away.
It might have might have gone to see gone to tell its masters where we are if it was a scout.
Oh, man, do you think it's like a secret organization? So it's like, do you guys
It doesn't have
discuss
to
that?
be secret. The you know, there a towering automaton came to our castle to arrest us. To the castle to arrest us while we were going from one place to another. It was, yeah. It doesn't have to be a secret organization. could just be something sneaky.
Yeah, I'm not very sneaky, really.
So you woke the others though.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay.
So basically, just get a kind of a group opinion on that. It didn't get to see what it was, but it ran off.
There's a lot of creatures in the Outlands. On the other hand, we have a number of enemies.
Yes.
You guys have been busy. I'll have to tell, like, I guess my skeleton crew that, like, they should, like, step their game up. Like, you guys have been busy.
We have been busy, Radius, but unless something happens to you, you're not going to see your skeleton crew again.
Oh,
Oh,
bummer.
I'm not quite sure. We're not entirely 100% sure how this multiverse thing works, but if you were to fall, maybe you go back to your world. We don't know. Just a new version of you will come. What happens to the old one? Not a clue.
Oh well.
From
You
what
said
the
no-
others tell me, I've done this 5 times now. And then there was something involving a hag impersonating me.
Oh,
So
Yes.
So-
That
yes,
entirely
we
good.
don't like hags. We
Oh,
kill hags
yeah,
on
like-
sight. We kill hags on sight. Radius.
oh yeah, man. They had one storyline where we had this trio of hags, and they like totally said they were going to eat one of us, and so like we had to fight them.
They did eat one of us.
Really?
Me.
But I don't know if they actually ate him because he was a Warforged, and I don't know if they can eat a Warforged, but they definitely did dispatch him eventually.
Yes. And it impersonated me, which sounds like a wrestling storyline if I ever heard one.
Well, yeah. I mean, because
Yeah.
then you'd be like a robot in disguise. That would have been cool.
I
Oh,
oh,
Oh.
bad, Jason. No biscuit.
Oh my God, Jason. Jason is bringing it
Wow.
today.
He's more than meets the eye. So, in any case,
Fine damage.
Yeah, psychic damage from puns and illusions.
So he's
I'm not
like, when they-
resistant to any of that.
And so when they swap for shift, he just plops down still there where they hold up first and starts to meditate. Like he just plops.
nice.
So when you
Love
get,
a
when you
good
guys
meditation
inform
plop.
the next, I think that Spine is going to take the midnight shift on me.
Alright.
All right.
Yeah, I think Malleus will join her.
Yeah, and when you tell us about this possible scout, she's like, and we're not going to move.
Well, I figure if the group decided.
I think you should have woken us up as soon as that happens.
Well, they did though.
Yeah, that's
All right.
that's
They
what-
did. They
Alright,
did wake
alright.
you all up.
Yeah.
Sorry,
That's okay.
I missed that part.
Yeah.
So yes, I think we should find another campsite. We should get someplace more defensible, less comfortable, more defensible.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, we can do that.
Okay.
I mean, I'm going to try to like think back to places we passed on our way here
hmm
to say, oh hey, how about that? Is that something I can roll
Yeah.
for?
Okay.
Uh,
Well, I would normally have you make a survival roll with disadvantage in order to try to find a new campsite in the dark, but I'll cancel out the disadvantage if you're going back to places that you were yesterday.
yeah. I mean, we've already like left tracks and everything, so
Okay.
better off going back along our path
Mhm.
than making a new path from here to wherever we go.
Sure.
So,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah.
Just a straight up one.
Yeah, I can't think of a good place though. That's like I
Okay.
know we should move, but
Yeah.
I can't think of a good
I
place to go.
think part of what happens here actually is that you have kind of a clearing in mind, but when you come over the ridge, you see that in the distance there is some sort of a strange, it almost looks like a storm, but smaller. Like it's still very large in the sense of, to a humanoid scale. It's perhaps, 40, 50 feet across, and it looks like a strange, like glowing, constantly roiling thunderstorm, only with a strange, like red glow in it. And you see a ways away from you, like it's hundreds of feet away, that you're kind of just looking down this valley at it moving away, but you can see that where it has passed by, the landscape is changed and now looks like this sort of rocky, like steam, like the steam springs, like Yellowstone, the flats where there's lots of the highly like alkaline.
The
Oh,
geysers.
yeah.
Basin, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so you can see that where this strange storm has passed, it has altered the landscape in that way, and so you realize that it has crossed past the place that you came through, and so now like going that way is very unhospitable as far as trying to find a comfortable camp. This storm also, like as you watch it, its movement is not fast, but it's kind of erratic. Like it will be moving in one direction for a while, and then it will sort of curve around a hill, but then it will double back and go over the hill instead. And it doesn't seem to move like you would normally expect a weather pattern to move. But it's hundreds of feet away and not currently moving in your direction.
That's not good.
That's very not good.
I would, I would, yeah, say, could I try and identify what it is? But I doubt that Kneecap would have any way of
I
knowing.
mean, I think Arcana would probably be the best skill to try here, or perhaps nature could tell you something.
Not trained in either, but I could try.
I'll
I
try
mean,
Arcana.
no, I think if you're not trained in it, don't roll for it.
Yeah. I only got 11. Not very
Okay.
good.
I think with an 11, you don't know very much, but you have heard of things called planar incarnates that
Planar
are
incarnates.
strange. Like you're aware that the outlands constantly change their sort of composition and their what they're like, and there's constantly shifting geography and terrain and everything, and even distances can vary, and
Mm-hmm.
the forces that dictate that are unclear. But you have heard some people say they believe that it is done deliberately by creatures of planar energy. And you don't know that that's what this thing is, but at the same time, you don't know of anything else that would be a better fit. You weren't really even sure that those were real, strictly speaking.
Yeah.
Did does it seem to like be following at all in the tracks we had left,
No,
or
no.
just
That's just
happened to
random.
come
It is.
across?
It is. It just happens to pass through the way that you went yesterday. It doesn't seem to be following you at all.
Okay.
Right now, it's currently going the other way. Like
Yeah.
it's
I would like to avoid that, whatever it is. It looks entirely unpleasant.
It would change us.
Yeah, let's just find a place.
Yes.
And then
away
as
and-
you are starting to move away, you all suddenly feel that strange glitch flicker. You see the little fracture, blue-white shatter marks seeming to stretch out around you, and then all of a sudden you find that you are on a different hill, and now it is heading towards you.
I think we should run. I, yeah.
Just in case it's like not coming for us, but coming toward us, if you know the difference. Let's go like at right angles to its path
Yes.
and see what we can do.
Definitely.
Yes,
All right.
no
Oh.
school of Prometheus of running away from things.
Exactly what I was thinking. We're not going to follow the Prometheus
Mhm,
rule.
mhm.
We're gonna go perpendicular to the
Right.
path of this thing.
Um, yeah, if it matters, whichever perpendicular is more away from the spire.
Yes.
Oh, sure,
yes,
yeah, mhm.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I think you can all, are you trying to be stealthy, or is this just speed?
I think this is speed. I think
Speed
this
is,
is
Yeah.
our friend
Yeah.
now.
Speed
I
is
think,
key.
yeah, I think you find that you're hurrying, and you recognize that you're certainly making noise as you rush through the forest here. But you are able to get out of its path relatively easily in this regard. And so once it seems clear that it has not altered its trajectory and is now going to pass you by, you are able to see from an even closer perspective that the land and terrain seems to sort of almost like an optical illusion to sort of swirl and spiral into this area of this storm, and is just changed as it passes. It is not to dictate your reactions, but it is the sort of thing that I would find awesome
Yeah.
in the traditional sense.
Yes,
Yes.
in the Old Testament sense of the word.
Yeah.
I think Kneecap finds it oddly familiar.
Mm.
Like just like I idea of terrain warping and wobbling,
Mm-hmm.
but I because I think it triggers something. It's like traveling through a desert. You know, you might have traveled through a desert at some point. But that's all.
Okay. So, I think your long rest has been pretty substantially interrupted at this point.
Yeah.
I
Um,
think
you can go ahead and try to make another survival check at disadvantage, because it's in the middle of the night and the landscape's changing around you.
Radius of
Oh, okay. And you probably have a decent.
would have been a
Oh.
natural 20.
Okay. Well, I'll just go ahead and say that you find a new spot, and you're able to all complete a long rest, but it's not a comfortable night. Everyone is, I think, maybe a little miserable. I think there's a smell coming from like the geyser land that's sort of it's not too close, but it's just permeating the air and kind of blowing this way, and it's just uncomfortable, and I think it's just kind of a rough night. But into the morning, you will have all been able to complete a long rest, and you can continue your journey. All right. So,
onward.
Onward and upward.
all right. So
How
let's.
much of that changed land are we gonna have to walk through?
It's more or less back the way you were coming. So it's
I wouldn't want to.
You would be moving away from it.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's behind us
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
this time anyway.
Yeah. So
More
let's
this-
go ahead and get another survival roll, this time with advantage, because once again you have the guidance from the air. And then someone also roll a d20 for me.
I'll roll the d20.
I'll give the shot at the survival.
Although it looks like uh, Radius has a +8 for survival, so
Yeah.
you can roll it if you want.
No.
Yeah, you
I
can
didn't
roll it
realize
at
Radius was
advantage
that
if you
good.
want.
No, I think Radius should get do
Okay.
it because Radius is the best.
Mhm.
Baker's 20.
Okay.
Huh.
I think that you are making your way. You're making some pretty good progress, but then you are going to encounter all of a sudden you are passing through a kind of a grove where there's a lot of vines, and I think that this survival check is high enough that you sort of recognize that there is actually a rather large portion of what's ahead of you now that is composed of razor vine, which is, can be navigated, but, you kind of have to be careful.
Hmm.
Um,
Okay.
Radius will drop down,
Okay.
and can it be burned,
There's, I mean,
or at least to
yes.
kind of like bushwhack our path through?
Yeah, like you can. I think that it's not like fast, but yeah, that is one way to get through.
Then you will see him rub his hands together, and he will start literally to punch the razor vines
Okay.
with because and each one of his fists is doing fire damage as he's like kind of cutting his way through.
Do we actually see actual fire from his hands, or is
Okay.
so you're doing the Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter thing? Wow.
Yeah, and it actually reaches his each strike reaches out to about 15 feet.
Okay. And I think as you are making your way through this grove, doing it, passing through that way, all of a sudden, from one area of vines that you were near, it sort of lurches and moves in a way that you wouldn't have ever expected vines to move. And I need everyone to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, that was
Okay.
bad.
And yeah,
Bye.
Ooh, Malleus.
I'm right there. I'm right there with you, Van.
and what we're looking for here is only a 12. But
Oh, well, maybe I can use my infernal,
okay.
my infernal luck.
Well, so basically what's going to happen here is if you failed it, you're going to take 10 slashing damage from these vines, um, uh, like lashing out at you. If you succeeded, you take 5.
Nope.
And we're going to roll initiative as 5 razor vine blights rise up around you.
Yeah. How much if you fail?
5.
12?
No,
5,
if you failed, 10.
10. Okay.
All right, let's get.
And we're like in a row on this trail that's being blazed through the razor vine. Is that what's going on?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure I singed one of them.
Yeah, so let's well, why am I doing it this way?
Ooh,
Okay.
I like that song.
natural 20 on initiative.
All right. Nice. They rolled pretty high too. But yeah. All right, great. So Spine, you are up first. There's these, all of them I would say are within 30 feet of your group. They were completely indistinguishable from the other vines until they stood up,
Okay.
basically.
I will pull out my hand crossbow. I'll take a bonus action to steady my aim, um, and shoot at the nearest one.
Okay.
Um, uh, the better roll is a 15 plus 8 is 23.
That certainly hits.
Okay. Sneak attack because it's with advantage.
Why was it with an advantage? Remind me.
Steady.
Steady aim.
Oh yeah, yeah, sure. Then yes.
24 damage.
Okay. Yeah, that one is almost entirely annihilated by that hit. It is
Yeah.
still sort of you've taken out much of like the central mass of it, but it's still sort of barely holding itself together.
Yeah. So that's my turn.
Okay. Hold on just a second. Why is this not? Oh shoot. Okay, hang on. I need to do something. Because I absolutely adore this thing that I've commented on how much I love it before about Roll20, which is that if you decide to pop a window out and then you close it, it won't let you open it again.
Oh.
Because I just love that. So I was just trying to. Let's see. There we go. That's what I wanted. Wanted to have some stats for Rome, which, to be clear, you all know. You would know just looking at him. There's not much to this little guy.
Yeah.
Like he's not a fighter. He's not tough. He has 5 hit points.
Oh boy.
So he is kind of cowering among you, all of that at this point. So in any case, it is now the Razorvine Blight's turn. And I think you're each going to get attacked by one of them. So let's see. They're each making 2 claw attacks. So first against Tarsus.
Yep.
That's a 20 to hit.
That misses.
And a 10 to hit. So that'll miss also. Everyone is at full hit points currently, right?
Nope.
Except,
Oh.
no.
Why not?
Minus
instead of
the initial
Oh, because
attack.
you had your long rest.
Yeah.
no,
Oh,
'cause
right,
the
but
razor is
okay,
blade.
so
both
yeah,
got
so
a little beat up.
so if you are missing any of your hit points, I guess you all are because you all took at least
Yeah.
some, right? So these attacks are actually at advantage if you're missing some. That's how that works.
Okay.
So in that case, then the 20 was still the highest for that first attack, but a 23.
23 will hit me.
So it does 3 slashing damage to you. Against Kneecap, a 21 to hit for
Yep.
4 slashing damage, and a 22 to hit for 5 slashing damage.
So 9 total.
Yeah. Against Malleus, a 14 and a 15 to hit.
None of those hit.
Okay. And against Spine, a 19 and a 17.
Both of those hit.
So that's 10 total damage.
Well, I'm gonna uncanny dodge the first one.
Okay, so the first one was 4, so
that becomes 2.
yeah. And then 6.
So instead of 10, it's 8.
Yes. And then the radius is the last. We got a crit for 10 slashing damage and then a 20 to hit.
10 slashing damage, and the 20 does hit too.
Okay, that's another 8 slashing damage.
Alrighty, I will use my reaction to try and redirect the first one, the one that was the crit.
Okay.
I need to roll on. There we go. Ah, haha, there we go. It is. Should be, I think it's a D10 plus 10.
Okay.
Yep. I'll roll it.
What is this? This is the hellish rebuke.
No, it's deflect attacks.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
They
Oh, right,
changed
right,
it
right.
now.
Yeah,
they
yeah,
changed it
okay.
now.
So,
So it reduced to about 14. So
okay. Yeah. So that first one would have been 10. So you could entirely cancel
Nice.
out the damage of that one. And so only 8 for the second one.
awesome.
Nice. Okay. That is all of the Razorvine Blights attack. Malleus, you're up. All of them are full except for the one that is almost dead from Spine's attack.
How far away are they?
They're all within about well, they all just raced into you, so they're all
Yeah, they're
adjacent to
melee
you.
range. Yeah.
Each of you have one at least that is within melee range.
Okay. Well, shit.
Yeah, I feel a little.
If only
little
I'd rolled
close.
higher, I could have fireballed them all. I still could, but I kind of don't want you guys dead. You're not useful to me dead.
I'd rather than have to make a new character again.
I mean, honestly, Spine probably would not be affected by it at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Next
no,
phase was-
she'd have advantage or resistance to the thing.
I would have resistance, and I also have evasion.
Yeah. So,
Probably would not take a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
If
that's at
any
least
at
one
all.
of you. Okay, we're gonna do this the Pact of the Blade way then.
Mm-hmm.
aha.
Dagger to the face
Okay.
for 18 to hit.
18 certainly hits. Yeah.
Okay, and hold on, I haven't used this much because I don't really hit with this. Once per turn, when you hit a creature with your pact weapon, you can extend pact magic spell slot to deal an extra D8 force. Nah, we won't do that. I want to keep my spell
Yeah,
slots.
Okay.
that's not good.
Yeah, so that's 6 points of damage. Second attack with the dagger.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 9 to hit. Which
That
does
will
not
miss.
hit.
Yeah.
So I at least got one of them.
Yep. You
Um,
cut some of its, vegetable matter away.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I don't have any useful bonus actions, so that'll be my turn.
Okay. Tarsus.
Okay, I don't like this thing in my face. I have a variety of things to deal with deal with it. I have a number of cantrips. One question is, what is this thing resistant to? But Tarsus is this is not the brightest of Tarsuses you've ever met. So Tarsus is going to reach for the thing he thinks is going to work, and he's going to try to poison spray the creature. So I make an attack roll.
Okay. I'm also sharing with you the handout for a Razorvine Blight.
Okay, so
That's
that's a
what these things
Baker's
look like.
20.
Okay. Yeah, 20 certainly hits. Yeah.
So it's 23 poison damage.
Nice. And they don't have anything for poison damage. So yeah, that one is substantially wilted. It is
Yeah,
not
so-
entirely
so-
destroyed, but it is taken quite a lot of damage from that.
So yes, Tarsus went the herbicide approach.
Mm-hmm.
So
You can
that's
see
his
it's
turn.
much of its vines are sort of bleached white and wilted, and it's sort of sagging now.
Excellent.
Okay,
That's my turn.
Kneecap, you're up.
Okay. I think just gonna go the classic way. Not gonna mess with echoes for these.
Mm-hmm.
And so first with my flail. Wow, natural 1.
Oh no!
Okay, yeah. Unfortunately, that's gonna miss. In fact, actually, make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh boy. Dex save
It's a low DC.
13.
Yeah, you're fine. You kind of stumble a little bit and almost fall into other non magical razor vine, but still sharp. But you
Well,
are able to
uh,
save yourself at the last moment.
second attack with
Mhm.
my flail is a 26,
That hits, yeah.
and that is 14 damage.
Okay.
And with Icid's Rage, and a, 29. So uh that is 9 regular damage and uh 4 acid.
Okay. Well, with between your flail and your dragon tooth dagger, you are able to destroy that one.
Nice.
All right. Radius, your turn.
So Radius will. There we go. Radius will back up from the one in front of him, and he knows it'll provoke. But he's going to back up.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
And-
so you're gonna have it do an opportunity attack.
Yep.
Okay. It gets an 18 to hit.
Does not hit.
Okay.
Good game. He will back up about 10 feet, and he will rage. And when he does, you all see his cloak of protection almost bristle like the heckles on the back of a dog. And he lets out a howl and charges forward as he then punches the plant in the face really, really hard.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
let's see it.
And he's definitely doing it recklessly.
Okay.
So, let's see.
That's actually a good gamble since they're able to attack you with advantage anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, crap, wrong one. Wrong. Didn't mean to run. There we go. That's the one.
The 26 will hit.
26?
So is that 11 the damage for that?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then another one. 23
Also will hit.
for 12 points.
Nice. It is pretty damaged.
And I will use the Nick property. The 25 to hit.
Okay. 25, yeah.
9 points of damage.
Yes, you are also able to destroy your Razorvine Blight.
And when you guys hear that howl, any enemies that are within 5 feet of him, for some reason you feel like he's like amped you up because he howls at he like almost like the moon, and he's like, "Come on, let's go!" And so you all have advantage on enemies of mine within 5 feet of me.
Okay. In my sort of loose imagining, let's just go ahead and say you have it on all of them. It's we didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yes, that puts it back to you, Spine. You would have
Okay,
advantage.
All right. I will attack the one that's closest to me. I don't know
Yep.
if that's the one I injured before or
It
not.
is. Yeah.
With my short sword.
Mhm.
I rolled a natural 20. It's a critical
There you go.
hit.
Yeah.
I don't think there's much chance this thing is going
No,
to
it had
survive.
3 hit points left. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I'd be rolling 12d6.
yeah, you chop it to bits.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
with my offhand attack, I'll support someone else who's
Yeah, Malleus is the one that's still the hardiest.
okay. Yeah. Yeah. I'll hit that one.
Okay.
But nope. The best I've rolled. Well, actually, maybe.
An 11
plus
does
8,
not
so
hit.
No, it's not 11.
Okay.
6 plus 8 is 14.
Oh, okay. I see.
I
The
have a plus 8
11
to
was
hit.
yeah. No, I got you. So then yes, does hit.
Okay. But this one doesn't have a sneak attack.
You
so-
can do the sneak attack once per turn, and you wouldn't have needed it on the other one. I'll let
Okay.
you have it apply to this one. It's not a crit sneak attack, but
Okay.
you didn't
So,
need it on the
yeah,
other one.
29 damage.
Yeah, you killed this one.
Okay.
All right, great. There is only one Razorvine Blight left, but it's going
The
to
one fighting me.
Yes, that's right. And so it's going to try to continue to claw at you, but it gets an 11, and a 21.
21 will miss. My armor
21.
class is 22.
All right. Yep. So it is flailing pathetically at you. It doesn't seem smart enough to recognize that it's not doing well here.
Good.
But yeah, so that leaves it to you, Malleus. The only one left is already substantially damaged.
Okay.
If you would, good Malleus, please help.
Is it
Yep.
far enough
Okay.
away that I can actually attack it with a spell, or do I need to try and stab it with a dagger again?
You decide like if you yes you can you are more than 5 feet away if that's the issue.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Eldritch Blast.
All right. Yeah.
Nah.
16 to hit.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
7
You
points of
blow it
damage.
apart. It's gone.
Mhm.
All right.
Thank you.
So, I think with the blight dispatched, you actually watch as much of the other razor vine around you starts to kind of wither away, making it easier to forge your path through the rest of this area. And I think with a few more hours of travel, you are able to once again reach your walking castle.
Wow. Bigger, like Kneecap had told me about this like walking castle you guys used to have, like or he used to have, but like I had never seen it. This is huge. What's its name?
Likaru.
Yep.
All
Well,
right.
we don't
I think
technically have,
Ruru's cool.
Mhm.
we don't have it. We have a long-term agreement with the owner to use it. And whom you'll get to meet in short order.
So yes, the castle sees you approaching and kneels down so that you are able to climb aboard, and you are once again back at your traveling home base. And Dayfear says, "Ah, you found Rome. Wonderful. I'm so glad to see you safe, Rome."
Thank you. I'm glad to be safe. They're gonna go talk to Shemeska. Shemeska, that was what you said. I am not going to go do that. Because last time I was there, she tried to disassemble me. I think I'm gonna like sit that one out.
Well, that's not cool. You should totally disassemble her so she knows what it's like.
Uh,
Did we actually decide to go talk to Shemeska?
Actually, I think the first thing we need
Well-
to do is go talk to the Mimir. And Shemeska. Or Dathir.
Mm-hmm.
What do you know about Shemeska's actions in all of this?
I know only what you have told me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she stayed here the entire time, both times.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, nobody really likes Shemeska. Like, she's not a really good boss, you know? She's kind of mean.
She does pay rather well. But
Yes.
you also, I think you have also already discussed that it is somewhat suspect her means of extracting you from the cells. Although effective, it seemed to have your well-being as a relatively low priority.
She seems to be the reason for the disappearance of the Modron March.
Huh.
And
Well,
the glitch on us.
she did say she had a plan to. Wasn't that the point of the Mimir? To observe what the Modron March saw so that she could predict what changes would be made? Perhaps she thinks if she could hold them prisoner, then she can carefully control what they experience. And Rome says,
well, if what I remember about where the other Modrons were, it seemed like really scary. So she wants them to think it's a scary world, I guess, which kind of is, but they're like
getting it extra scary right now.
Yeah.
And from what our
I
friend Rome
think-
told us, we tried to free the Modron Arch before, and that went wrong and sent us into this whole problem to start with, where we wound up glitching inside of a tomb, inside of a mortuary and sizzle, not knowing who or what we were.
Right. Well, I have possibly an idea, maybe,
Wow.
Go on.
and that is to go to Thepestes, the library, and do some additional research since the library here was damaged.
Should we
Admittedly, it
not
would be
consult? Should
what?
we
No,
not?
on the with we can consult the Mimir on the way to the besties, but rather than bearding Shemeska in her foxhole, because we would undoubtedly come off the worse for that, because we've already come off the worse for that. I think finding some additional information on the um,
Tyrant Spiral?
Tyrant Spiral and learning as much as we can will put more cards in our hand that we can play later.
Affirmative.
Do you agree? I'm asking in general. I mean, this
Yep.
this is just
That
what
would-
occurs to me.
That would
No.
likely be a good decision. Zacier, have you ever heard of the Tyrant Spiral?
Spire.
Spire.
Right.
Okay.
No,
Oh,
it, wa- it,
Fire.
wa- no, it was Spiral.
It is
It was
Spiral?
It is
Spiral.
Spiral.
Oh, I know.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay, yeah. The Tyrant Spiral.
Mhm.
My brain keeps reading that as Spire. I wrote it as Spiral. I can keep reading it as Spire.
I mean, they're very similar words.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. But yeah. But that's
And there is
that's my
also a
idea.
notable spire in the game. So
Yeah.
you were just there.
We were just there.
Yeah.
So you
Zacier,
said- so
are you
yes.
familiar with it, with that place, or is that?
I
know.
the name doesn't ring a bell, but there are an awful lot of things in the
the
various
multiverse.
planes.
Understandable.
Well, you can just axe that pretty rock.
Yeah.
A pretty rock.
Well, I mean, the Mimir lets us cast legend lore, right? We should
Mhm.
Yeah.
absolutely do that for Mimeska.
Yeah.
Mimeska.
Well, how often can it be done?
What's a week?
The- let me double check. Um uh When the device is floating, you can use an action to cast legend lore from the device. The device speaks the real lore aloud. Once this property has been used, it can't be used again until the next dawn.
Oh,
Okay.
That's
Oh, so
fine.
once a
yeah.
day.
So
hey,
once a
that's
day.
Definitely yeah. I think so. Yes, let's head towards the besties, and then once we're on our way,
Mhm.
speak to the Mimir, or have it speak to us.
Okay. Now, as you can all see on the map here, to get to the besties, you kind of have to go around a rather large bit of
Yeah.
water here. So, which way would you want to be going?
I imagine the time would probably be about equal for up or down on the map. So-
I think north
think-
is
Yeah.
safer.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, not that we
Yeah.
haven't run into problems on the good side of the Outlands, but going around near Cursed and Hopeless and Torch just sounds like we're courting trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least like
Right.
Flowering Hill, Wonder Home, that kind of those places, as far as we're aware, have only really had positive things, positive interactions.
So
yeah.
to the north then.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
I'm a little leery of passing that close to Automata, but we're going to be going past Automata anyway.
Yeah. So you
Yes.
kind of
be a
start
problem.
moving in that direction. It's going to be a few days.
Yep.
Time to do research.
Yes. Yes.
And Thafir, I think, does at one point say, well, actually, I think, are we assuming you have told her everything that happened in the spire?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's reasonable that she wouldn't.
Okay.
She,
Well,
No.
so then she wouldn't even necessarily say that, but I think it will remind you all, too, that the when you asked did the commune and the answer you got of like what is your worst enemy is what it was time. So just saying, as you plan to take several days to do research.
oh, definitely gonna.
I'm not telling you it's the wrong thing. I'm just reminding you of
No,
something that
it-
happened in the game.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah. No. I think a little preparatory research ahead of time will actually be a better use of our time in the future rather than.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys, it's up to you. So I'm not. I'll assume you are doing what you said you were going to do.
Do you want to ask the Mimir about the tyrant spiral?
Yeah, I figured we'll ask about Shemeska and the Tyrant Spiral, and
Yeah. I.
yeah, both of those on the trip.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So
So
wait.
I'm waiting for you guys to tell
Yeah.
me what you're doing. you're
Okay,
talking
we're
in very
casting
general.
legend.
Okay.
We're casting
No.
legend lore and asking it about the Tyrant Spiral.
Okay. About the tyrant spiral. Um, you kind of caught me off guard because I thought you were asking about Shemeska first. That's fine. Let me just
I
just
live to make your life difficult.
well, you describe it in the same order several times and then go switch it. That's fine. So one of the things to know about the spell is that part of what it does is a summary of the significant lore about a famous thing. So what that means is that it is not necessarily omniscient. It knows what people know, right? So if it is a famous thing, there's a lot more to know because people know more about that famous thing, right? The less famous it is, the less you know. And so what you get in this case is a relatively basic answer that the tyrant's spiral is a rumored name for a region of Gizemnid's realm, which is the demiplane ruled by the god of beholders.
Oh, lovely.
Jesus.
Wow.
Oh.
And it is on the map here. You've passed by it when you were going
Yeah.
towards Glorium. It is here on the map near Chaos, or Exot, Chaos.
I feel like I think chaos is appropriate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you don't
Oh,
get much
Lord.
more than that, but you get that it's a term associated with that realm, and you get the detail about that realm. Let me maybe give you a little bit more about that realm. Let me pull that up,
We're going to start hating beholders as much as we start hating hags.
as you should.
I mean, yeah.
Um,
I think beholders uh, would would actually be
mhm.
happy about that because
Yeah.
it'd
So
be
what you get a little bit is less about just the tyrant spiral, but specifically their Xemnid's realm is Xemnid is known as the gas giant, the beholder god of deception, fumes, and fog. They are the offspring of the Great Mother, the eldritch matriarch from which all beholders descend. And it is thought to be also connected to the caverns of thought, which are nearby.
Oh, interesting.
Hmm.
Um,
And that's mind flayers, right?
um, sort of, yeah. Yeah, you believe that there is. It's thought that mind flayers make their are can be found in there. So that's what you get with the tyrant's spiral legend lore.
Okay.
That's interesting.
The start.
Yep.
Hmm.
Like, like, don't beholders like laser stuff and like
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Yes.
pretty. I mean, we've beaten one.
And
Oh.
they've killed us on
3 of us.
3 of us.
Yeah. When
Whoa.
when they outnumbered us 2-3, they won. When we outnumbered them 5-1, we won.
it doesn't sound good. It's
Hey,
like 1 killed 3. That's or 2 killed 3.
Two killed 3. I mean that was where we got dumped from Shemeska. We got dumped onto a platform, and yeah, the beholders went to town on us.
yes.
It was a bad script, Radius.
Yeah, it sounds like
You
it.
might even say it was a hopeless screw job.
Yeah, it sounds like it because I don't want to be disintegrated.
No.
That would
I cannot recommend it.
Suck.
yeah. I don't think my fans would like it, but
No.
we should probably try to find like where this spiral is. So like, because if we went to the spire, but where would this spiral be? Because like a spiral should be like a spire, right?
No. It can just be anything that's twisty. It could be a maze of some sort. And it's to the southeast-ish,
Near chaos.
near chaos.
Can we are we gonna walk in? Just like
I think what we're going to find. I think what we learned in the library is going to determine our course of action. As the way I see it, we have 2 choices really. Neither of them, unless the library gives us another option, we have 2 choices. Neither of them good. We confront Shemeska, or we go to Gizmid's realm and try to free the Modron March.
Yeah, and
Both
we
of those
were
are heavy
told,
lifting. Yeah,
Yeah, we were told not to do that yet.
but
Oh.
facing dangerous fox lady in her own lair is also not without enormous risk.
Yeah.
Not to mention the city of Sigil doesn't like all of us and several of us in particular.
Yeah.
So-
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
yeah,
Several of us. And I
So-
will look towards spine.
No, Automata doesn't like spine.
no, Tommy doesn't like any of us either. So
Yeah.
we've made a
Um,
lot of enemies. Radius. Welcome to a several horsemen who everybody hates apparently.
Well, and like the past Radius wasn't part of that either.
well, it's fine. I've done a couple heel turns. It's cool.
But they think we're heels, but we're heroes.
yeah.
At
Well,
least in our own minds.
Well, I mean, as many haters as you guys have, you've got to be popular because they say haters hate, right?
I think I'm doing the right thing.
Honestly, I'm wondering if our association with Shemeska might have actually legitimately earned us some of the hate.
Well, I had a couple. One of my buds, his name was Terry. Like he swapped and went over and worked for Shemeska, and he was cool for a while, and then like he just disappeared. We don't know where he went, so we think he might have retired involuntarily.
Mm.
Permanent
Is that a code for
Yeah.
dying?
Yeah,
Mm,
Ah,
not surprised.
think he owed some money.
hmm. Took
Getting in
several
debt to a
pounds of
casino
flesh.
owner is never a good idea.
Yeah, I never gambled.
Smart. And if you're ever at that casino, steer clear of the Vecna cosplayers.
Should have been. It should have been a clue.
That's a very very specific warning.
Now,
Or-
that the actions of that impersonator was actually not endorsed by the casino. That was that guy's own thing. The employees of the casino are paid well and they are expected not to steal, but that guy, so was not authorized to do that by Shemeska or any of her delegates.
I have words, but I'm going to avoid using them
Well,
be, just to avoid dragging everything along.
yeah. And Raven's like, well, I mean, I'm not really good at research. Like, books are cool and all, but like, I like pictures.
Think
And I think we should probably limit the amount of time we spend there. I mean, I think we should spend as much time as we can getting as much information as we can, but we definitely don't want to lose like weeks.
No.
Well,
something.
I think Thafier says, I think that the nature of the Bestis is that it is an impossible amount of knowledge, but if you wish to learn something without it taking endless time, you should have some idea what it is that you are hoping to learn. Because if you go in there just hoping that an answer will drop into your laps, I suspect that would take time that you may not have to spare.
Well,
Yeah.
can we ask the Mimir if there's a way to sneak into like Shemeska's? I mean, if it works off like what everyone knows, then there's at least some people in the organization that knows like ways to get in.
Rome, you said you found a, a coin that
Oh yes, I have this, and it is a casino chip for the Fortune's Wheel Casino, made of platinum. And he says this gets you into the secret rooms behind the big wheel.
you said it was a portal,
Yeah,
is
there's
it?
a portal back there. Yeah,
Well,
But it's only one way that you are aware of.
I mean that. Well, yeah, but I mean the casino part is like it's a public building.
Yes,
so
we've been to the casino. But
are
that
the
casino chip gets you in?
The
no?
casino chip gets you into the secret rooms from the casino,
Right.
and
Well,
it
I would
I
assume that Shemeska would be in these areas, right? Like, because that's where probably her high rollers or her important people are. And we're not technically on her crap list, right? Like, we could just go there.
She
I'm
doesn't know how we feel about her, as far as I'm aware, unless she has a spy in this castle.
Huh.
I'm
Well, then,
fairly certain that uh that it was through Shemeska uh that uh oh shoot, I forgot the Romani's name. Um,
acetylus.
yeah,
Acetylus.
it was through Shemeska that Acetylus got the information to try and kill us.
but
Yes, but does she know that we know?
Yeah, like we could. That could be like totally. We could totally like just act like we don't know.
But the thing is, and I look at Rome, it would require using Rome as a Judas goat, and Rome does not want to meet
No.
Shemeska. And if we not return to Shemeska without him, Shemeska's going to ask, "Well, what's the deal?"
Well, that doesn't seem like a problem if all you want is to talk to her.
Well, talking may start with talking, may end with something more.
Well,
more
but my
violent.
point is that if your complaint is that if I'm not there, she'll want to know why, it seems like you're already having the conversation you want.
Yeah.
You're right. So maybe Malleus, we limit our research at this library, but I think our next step, like it or not, is to go meet Shemeska at her casino, use Rome's chip, and see what we can do.
Well, in that case, we're just like right here. So why would we go all the way to the library first?
Oh,
Well,
just
I think at the next day at the first opportunity, we should check the yeah.
Legend lore
After
about
more
Shemeska.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. The other question is, how do we get back into Sigil and the casino? That's a
Out,
we'd have to find a good portal that doesn't have us go halfway across the city.
Thayfair says there are many, many portals that lead to Sigil, various parts of Sigil. It is not difficult to return to the city, but it is potentially a question of where in the city you would wish to go and how discreet you want your entrance to be. But finding a portal to Sigil is not difficult.
Thank you. You can see we've forgotten a lot, Deja. Thank you. We find a portal.
It's why
that
I'm here.
Brings us, that brings us as close to the casino as possible and as unobtrusively as possible. We go into the casino, and we talk with Fox Lady, and see what happens. Violence may break out. Rome, so therefore Rome, you'll want to stay here, safe, and in case things go completely south, and they might.
Yes, please, thank you.
In case things go completely south, you're still safe, but we'll borrow your coin for the purpose.
So,
Any other
question?
opinions? Yep.
Leave the Mimir here.
I didn't like it the last time we left it behind because we lost opportunities to learn information.
All right.
On the other hand,
She wants it.
she wants it. Exactly. She wants it.
So
On the other hand, it becomes
How many hands do we have now?
on the gripping hand. It's something we can bargain with. If
yeah,
need
we
to.
can leverage. Okay, we'll take it with us.
But first,
Yes.
But
Please.
yeah, a legend lore.
Remeska, the Marauder.
Mm-hmm.
This episode is just full of the ancient callbacks. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Do kids these days know about the gripping hand?
I don't know, but
Probably.
some of us do.
I know about it.
Anyway, I'm just imagining anyone who doesn't know the actual reference and guessing what they might assume it means. But in any case, you wait until the next dawn, and you. I'm trying to like I don't have something that's just a really nice pre-written like paragraph of information. So please imagine, if you will, that the information I'm giving you now is conveyed in a very nice little like elementary school film strip format.
Okay.
Shemeska is what is known as a Yugoloth, which is a kind of fiend that is not associated with either the excuse me, I said Yugoloth. She's actually an Arcanoloth.
Oh,
Um, uh, but an Arcanoloth is a specific type of Yugoloth, which is a fiend like devils and demons are, but not associated with either the Hells or the Abyss. They are very powerful spellcasters. They tend to prize knowledge and information and like to control those things. Shemeska specifically is known as the Marauder from days where she had previously done a bit of warlording, but eventually made her way. She is very old, potentially thousands of years old, as far as anyone can tell. It's not entirely clear. But she has, for some time now, several generations of humanoid lifespans, has taken up residence as the owner of the Fortune's Wheel Casino, where she certainly runs that business, but it is also clearly a front for all sorts of other, business related to secrets and information and being basically an information broker for all sorts. It is suspected as well that she is basically a crime lord more broadly, with a lot of schemes constantly in motion, dealing any number of weapons, illicit substances, and also normal trade goods. She is a powerful individual with many schemes and irons in the fire, and tends to show her face in a public place pretty regularly because she is, fairly confident in her ability to control the situation.
Mm-hmm.
yep. I thought of something funny we can do, but we don't have the time to do it.
What?
And that would be to use the Mimir on us. What does the Mimir have to say about the skeleton group?
How famous do you think you are?
I don't know. I mean, but we've lost a lot of memory. But we've had dealings with time dragons and stuff before we ever had our memories. Would it shake anything new? I don't know. Would be,
And
But-
here's a question that I
Mhm.
don't think we bothered to ask, but why
Yes.
would we be experts on the Modron March?
like, how did we get into this whole thing in the first place? That's a very
Yeah,
good-
like
Yeah.
that's what she said to us. Like the very first little thing is like,
I mean,
I hired you. You are the experts, and I'm like, just now occurring to me, reincarnations later in the
yeah.
meta.
I mean,
Why are
none of
we?
us. Okay, so we the selves that woke up in the mortuary, none of whom are here now,
Yeah,
were not the selves that they themselves were glitches.
yeah,
The people that she hired, they're not here.
yeah.
We're the replacements,
the alternates,
Yeah.
the variants.
the
Mhm.
variants. Yeah. Nice looking reference there. We're the variants.
What do you think we can learn from the library in the time we would have?
Well, see, that's what I was gonna go look for was information about the Tyrant Spiral. And
Maybe?
anything that we could find about, okay,
I mean,
what the any kind of information that would be useful when we get in there.
yeah, I mean, that's yes, we should do. That's something we should think about. But it's like that's in a completely different direction
What if
Mhm.
we
than sigil or um, uh, Xmenid's realm.
And
Yeah.
so Thafir says, and although I certainly understand your hesitation in confronting Shemeska directly, nonetheless, if she is responsible for holding the Modron March hostage in the tyrant's spiral, it would seem to me that the most pertinent source of information about the tyrant spiral would be Shemeska herself.
Yes.
Indeed.
And so we could go.
So
we could go in with
Okay.
we could go in with the act of still being working for her.
Absolutely. We play that we're still on her team, that we're still gathering knowledge and information.
though
We're
if
checking
she's the
in.
one who's sicking people like that copper guy on us, then I think she may have figured out that we're not on her team anymore.
Well,
Yes. That is one of the downsides of
That is-
shoving him off the ledge, is that you didn't really get to ask him any questions.
I mean,
I have no regrets.
I-
have
No regrets.
Me neither. Me neither. I'm just, hey, I'm
put him
just saying.
unconscious.
It was
No,
great.
in the
I'm,
hopes
I'm
we'd
so
do
happy
that,
that you
but-
did that, but it does mean that you didn't get to ask him those questions.
No regrets.
Yeah.
So
No, I think the plan is, yeah, we
Okay.
Zathier's right. And I think by the power of Vulcan, we must go face Shemeska and find and learn what we can.
Are you still a devotee of Vulcan in this iteration?
Yeah, now he's my celestial patron, so yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, there you go.
I mean, I have some cleric
Mhm.
stuff, but no, I'm
Sure.
I'm-
No, I
I'm
was
a
just,
warlock now.
yeah.
Yeah, didn't change gods this time.
Mm.
So, well, why don't we just go see Shemeska, and because maybe the skeleton crew that has worked for her doesn't care about dying. They just keep doing it and coming back and working for her. So maybe sending you all down that to get killed by the beholders, which is the thing she did. Or at least we could act that way so she's not suspicious. And then punch her in the face.
There may
I
well
mean,
be
we have
punching
that backstage pass. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I think
what
we
would
have
be the
very few options. So
the best
Our best
way
option.
to get into Sigil close to the casino without causing a stir.
yeah, that'll
Yep.
be the question now.
So how do we search for portals to Sigil? Say there.
There are some that would be found in pretty much any area of civilization. Certainly, any of the gate towns or other major settlements will have portals to Sigil at somewhere in the city. And if you believe that you can travel through the city as you need to from wherever you might arrive, then we can find one quite nearby. If you felt as though you needed to have a portal that will take you more directly to that vicinity, that would be potentially more difficult to find.
I think the
Might
closer we
take-
get to the casino, the better.
So
But it's not an absolute.
it's a question of I understand the priority would be the safety in that case. I would say it would be much longer to find a portal that would take you close to the casino than it would take to travel to the casino from elsewhere in the city. But I understand your concern elsewise.
But again, time is our enemy. We could
Yeah,
spend
and
weeks
we're-
looking for the right portal.
And we're not going as enemies. So
But-
Right, but there are forces in. Remember that we're wanted criminals. Well,
Um,
that
You don't really know what the current status is. Certainly, you go,
Also,
Yeah.
the
also, a
guards
lot
were
of us look a
bribed to
lot
get you
different
out,
than we
but
used
yeah.
to.
All right. So, we spent a couple days of travel. Where exactly are we on the map at this moment? Are we at-
So I was assuming that you're probably at this point, since you did 2 days worth, you're probably like up here between Wonderhome and the Flowering Hill.
okay. So,
Let's just catch a portal from Wonderhome to Sigil.
well, Wonderhome may or may not have a portal. Trade Gate
No,
Escasier.
Wonderhome absolutely does. They're
Oh.
very they make all sorts of crafts and trade goods and such.
Perfect. And as a Warforged, Wonderhome is perfect for me. For
All
me,
right.
anyway.
So what I will suggest then is that as we pan out, or back out from the walking castle, watching as it approaches Wonderhome, we will have to see what happens next when the skeleton crew returns after all this time to Sigil and to the Fortune's Wheel Casino to confront Shemeshka and find out what she knows. And that's what will happen when we return for more adventure on so many levels.
So many
Many
levels.
Unless we get put into another chute that leads us to beholders.
Well, it could happen.
they'd probably send us to a different place this time.
So many shoots.